Hey guys, welcome back to yet another episode of Get Corporate Ready. In today's interview, as you've seen in the title, we are going to be speaking about your CV and cover letters. These are the first impressions people have of you before they even think of calling you. So it's so critical that we are understanding how to unpack, how to put together, how to structure your CV and your cover letter. Because if they're weak, you won't even make it to the interview. That's just the reality. Think of it from a recruiter's perspective as well. We get hundreds of applications for very few roles. What is the determining factor of whether we call you or not? It's what you've put in your CV. It's how you've structured your cover letter. So join me today as we break it down and as I help you craft a stronger professional document that opens doors. So let's start off with your CV. First and foremost, first impressions count. So the very first pointer that you need to remember about your CV is that it needs to be clean and it needs to look professional. I always say to students, people that are graduates, you've hardly even had a year's worth of experience or no experience at all. You should only be aiming to have a one-page CV. It's all about using the right template, but aiming to have a one-page CV is going to be a game changer. And let me tell you why. A lot of recruiters spend close to 7 seconds, guys, looking through a CV. We are not sitting there with a fine-tooth comb going through a 5-page CV. We don't have time to do that. So the reality is that short, impactful is what wins the game. And there's a way in which you'll do that. I'll speak to it a bit later. But in your CV, some of the key sections that are so important for you to absolutely know that you have is your contact details, right? Because even if your CV reads well, if I can't contact you, there's no point. So your contact details, ensuring that that's correct. Education section needs to be front and center, and ensuring that your education section speaks to your most recent qualification, and then you work backwards from there. Then your experience section. Now, for those of you that don't have any work experience, ensuring that you have something to put there, whether it's achievements, extracurricular activity, part-time work, something. Demonstrate that you are able to juggle more than just academics by having shown that you can do more than one thing. So that becomes important. And also you can also add in there any leadership activities you've done as well. Ensure also, guys, that you have a skill set section, right? And this is bullet points. You don't have to describe why you think you've got each of the skills. Just do bullet points of the key skill sets that you have. Now, the insider trick to this is that you're not just mentioning what you think the organization wants, but you're mentioning things that you can back up with examples, right? We'll get into that in a bit more detail. How you are able to get it down to a one page as well, outside of the template, that becomes absolutely critical. Using bullet points to show impact becomes important. So instead of writing a long paragraph, being able to really just concisely explain what it is you did. I led a team of 10 students through a moot competition, achieving the top 3 placement. Finished. Not I was one of the students that did moot court competition, which is a highly respected competition at the university. And because of this, I was elected as the leader. And can you see now I'm creating paragraphs? No. You were the leader. I can tell now by you having said you led a team of 10 through a moot competition. And you achieved the 3rd placement. Impactful, to the point. So make sure that you start learning to write your CVs in that way. Create an opportunity for people to think, that's interesting. Okay? So the next thing that becomes important, now that you have your CV and you've tailored it and you've made it impactful and you've used bullet points, now it's really going to be about tailoring your CV for each application. Now, I don't mean rewriting an entire CV for every single organization that you're applying to, but it's about what are the different sections that I can quickly tweak to ensure that as this particular organization reads it, they can see I was writing it for them. But as that organization reads it, they can see I was writing it for them, right? So you don't have one CV that you are sending to every single place that you are going to. You are ensuring that you are highlighting the key skill sets that you know are relevant in organization 1, and you're reordering your skill set to ensure that those are the ones you're showing first, or to ensure that as you write your profile summary, those are the skill sets that you are speaking to in your profile summary. But as you write to a different organization, what are they looking for? What do they need? What kind of qualities do they want in a person? How can I demonstrate that in my skill set section? How can I demonstrate it in my professional summary? So it's really about ordering around the things that you already have on your CV to really showcase your alignment to the role that you are applying for. The tip here is that you don't send the same CV to everyone. You need to highlight the things that are important, highlight projects, highlight the experiences, highlight the skill sets that are important, and make sure that as you write it, it's relevant to that particular firm. A lot of people that I've seen that put together their profile summaries will then, very easily say in the profile summary, that's why I'm excited to work for this particular organization because this is how I see myself aligned with the culture, with the value of the organization. So even the name of the organization is now in the profile summary as well. But guys, don't make the mistake. The key mistake that people make here is that they will have made a CV specific to one company, and now that they're in a rush to apply to another one, they just send it. They've forgotten that they've mentioned a different company name in the CV that they're sending, and now it lands on a different organization, and the organization is like, oh, this clearly is not for us, right? Guys, learn to proofread it. Before you send any application, read your CV, make sure that it is tailored for that organization. Now, let's quickly move on to cover letters, right? We've spoken a little bit about CVs. Now, cover letters become absolutely critical because this is where you have an opportunity to tell your story. Now, there's typically 3 sections in a cover letter that I want you to be mindful of. The first one is typically your opening. And in this section, guys, this is where you are describing who you are, what you're applying for. So remember in a previous video that I've done just around how to answer the question, tell me about yourself. If you haven't seen that as yet, make sure that you are going back to watch this particular video. I explained there how to describe yourself, right? And one of the first things is describe your present. Who are you? What are you doing? That's typically how you would start your cover letter. Then the second section after that is the body of the cover letter. This is where you now start to articulate, why am I wanting to work for this organization? Why do I feel like I fit into this organization? And then you start using examples of things you've done, experiences that you've had, the skill sets that you've learned from those experiences. And this is all in a way of trying to justify why you're a perfect fit for this role. You're trying to demonstrate to the organization, this is what I do. This is what I'm good at. So once again, you're telling a story. You're selling yourself. Be specific when it comes to the body of the cover letter. Ensure that it really speaks to things that you've done, the skill sets you've gained, to try and really just ensure the organization sees alignment with you. And lastly, the third section of a cover letter, guys, is the closing. This is where you just have an opportunity to thank them for having read through your cover letter, to express a level of enthusiasm for hearing back from them, to redirect them and say, I've got attached my CV with more detail, looking forward to hearing from you, and I'm so excited to potentially be someone that's contributing to the greater team at this organization. So your close is really just you summarizing your enthusiasm for the role, thanking them for the opportunity to write it, and saying, I look forward to hearing back from you. I look forward to being part of the team. I reviewed a cover letter just yesterday, actually, and a lot of students that are trying to apply using their cover letter now go into too much detail. Now your body starts becoming 3-4 different paragraphs. And I'm trying to say to you guys, especially as graduates, what are the key skill sets that the organization needs? And how are you able to articulate what you've done and the skill sets you've gained to ensure that you're speaking to the skill sets that they are looking for? For those of you that don't know, or for those of you that are still asking yourselves, how do I know what the company needs? Pop it in the comment below if that's a question that you're still asking yourself. But I know some of you already know how you go about doing that. And for those of you that already know, make sure that you're commenting below to help the greater community know exactly what are organizations looking for. There's a particular document that you guys should be using to leverage as you write your CV and as you start curating your answers for interviews. So pop it in the comments and I will let you guys know whether you are on track or not. So guys, as I've articulated in this particular video, your CV and your cover letter are too important to leave to chance. If you're sitting out there, you're a graduate, you're at home, you have not landed a job as yet, I would say to you, make sure that you are focusing on these 2 documents. And a lot of you still feel lost, I think, in trying to understand how to curate it. Guys, as Get Corporate Ready, we've curated an entire course called the Career Playbook. This particular course includes templates, examples, step-by-step step-by-step processes on how to build your document, how to build out your profile summary, and things that are actually going to help you land the interview. The Career Playbook is from years of experience. As most of you know, I've been doing this for 15 years. I've seen thousands of graduates come in and out of top organizations.
And I've seen them land jobs. I was the one reviewing CVs. So a lot of the tips that I've given you stood out for me when I was hiring some of the top students in the country. So if you're still sitting at home, guys, you haven't landed a job, make sure that you are jumping into being part of the Get Corporate Ready community. It's not just a career playbook. It's actually a broader community, and you'll see a bit more of that once you start clicking the link below in the description. So make sure that you're getting that now, and I promise you, you will thank me for it. Now that we've gone through how to make both your CV and your cover letter stand out, there's a couple of common mistakes that I want you to be mindful of. And these are the things that I want you to avoid. Grammar and typos is a no-no. Ensure, guys, that you are going through your CV and ensuring that there are no grammatical errors, that you're not making spelling errors. These are basic things. So make sure, guys, that you are taking care of that, right? Like I've already said, don't have long paragraphs. Keep it impactful by ensuring that you have bullet points that you are using. Don't share irrelevant information. In your contact section, cell number, email address, location, LinkedIn profile link is all that needs to be there. Once you start giving me what driving code you have, your marital status, your health status, irrelevant information. So make sure, guys, that you understand what are the things that you should be keeping in your CV and things that you should not have in your CV. Like I said in our Career Playbook, we speak about all of these tips there. Lastly, always ensure that you are proofreading. A lot of people that don't proofread don't get an opportunity to rectify the things that should not be there. And if you've proofread, get one other person to proofread it for you and to just double check when your CV is perfect. I hope that has been helpful. As I've already said a few times, if you want the templates and the examples and practical exercises, I've actually curated CVs and cover letters that pair together in terms of the actual template of each of them. And I've given you close to 8 or 9 different templates that you could just plug and play. All of that is in the Career Playbook. It's a resource that, like I said, every graduate needs in order to get corporate ready.